Visionaries, creative geniuses, modern-day Renaissance men. These are not the words that people who know Luke and Jorge would use to describe them. They are best friends, shameless connoisseurs of the basic and the niche. And most importantly, two guys just being dudes. Welcome to Bad Jokes and Semi-Wisecracks with Luke and Jorge.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
My name is Raton, NewMexico.
My name is Cimarron, NewMexico.
Oh, Cimarron. We're siblings.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is so much fun.
This is a very special episode.
This is such a special
It's
episode.
so special.
I'm so excited about this episode. Your host and I, and your co-host.
Yeah, both of us.
Both of us.
The two hosts.
The two hosts of this podcast are on a road trip.
Yeah, we are.
We are...
Like literally right now.
Yes, we are driving.
Yep.
I'm not driving.
I am.
Yes.
I'm driving a car.
Cimarron is driving a car.
That's a sentence I've never heard before.
I don't think it's been spoken before in the English language. Yeah, so if you hear a lot of noises, it's like the engine or other cars or the cops pulling us over. I need to knock on wood for that. Done.
Nice. I believe you. I heard it. That's a lie. I didn't hear it at all.
No, you do not have headphones on. This is the first time
Yeah.
you do not have
I
headphones
don't know.
on while we record.
You could be saying anything, and I don't know what you're saying at all.
You know what I'm saying because you can hear me.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
But you knew I said something.
What?
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Dude, this has been fun. We're a couple hours into a road trip.
We are.
We were driving and we thought, hey, you know what sounds like a great idea? If we recorded a podcast while we were driving.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's safe.
I'm
It's
definitely
effective.
holding the mic while you drive.
Yeah, I'm not holding the mic and driving. That would be unsafe.
No, I'm holding two mics.
Yeah.
With the help of a metal device often known as a mic stand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be a very special episode for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
The first thing for sure is that we are driving, and this is a road trip. We are not telling you where we are going, and by the time you heard this, we'll be like home and stuff because we got time to like edit. And
You'll never find us.
You'll never find us. But we left the beautiful city of Denver. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, but we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Don't worry.
We'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Fear not.
Well, we will already have been back by the time that you hear this. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
Do you want to hear a proposition?
I'd love to hear a proposition.
Great, because I have a proposition for you.
Hey!
We should really get shirts that say that specifically.
We should.
I have a proposition for you.
Yeah. And people who don't listen to the podcast would be so very confused.
People who listen to the podcast might still be confused because they have other things going on in their lives and they might forget.
That's fair. You mean that our listeners aren't just like always thinking about this podcast all the time?
I mean, yes, but they would never admit it.
Shareholders, if you would like to admit that you listen to the podcast and think about it all the time, send us an email. You know our email address, probably.
Yes, but I'll say it out loud.
Okay, great.
Just once.
Great.
This is the only time you'll hear that's a lie, probably.
That's a lie,
It's
yeah.
Luke and Jorge Pod at gmail.com. Also, Luke E. Jorge Pod at gmail.com. Wait a minute. Before I propose,
Yes?
should we do the shout out?
We should do the shout out, but really quick, I just have to make a quick comment. I have not very often written out the other email, Luke E. Jorge Pod, and recently I wrote it out and I realized that it really looks like my name is Lukey.
Lukey?
And boy, do I hate that. So my cousins and my aunt call me Lukey on my dad's side, and it's kind of passable because they've known me since I was a baby. But boy, does it make me sound like a baby. So, just for the record, I'm not a baby
You're not a baby.
anymore.
Okay, but you will admit that you once were a baby.
No, I was really going to say something else, and I decided to not say what I was going to say.
Incredible. Let's do our shout out.
Yeah.
Right at the top of the episode. Why not?
Yeah.
Because we mentioned this email.
Yeah.
You do the shout out.
I'll do the shout out. Okay, so in checking the Luke E. Jorge Pod email, we discovered that we got an email from my dear friend Caleb from elementary school. Caleb, I named your name and I didn't ask you. Sorry about that. But Caleb corrected us on the acronym of GORP from a few episodes ago. We didn't. We thought that GORP might stand for something, but we didn't know what it was. Turns out GORP stands for Good Ol' Raisins and Peanuts.
Which listening back to that episode, we got close.
We got the good old part. Well, I think we arrived at good old Randy's porch, which is
we also said good old religious propaganda.
That's true, which both are similar to
If you've been on Randy's porch, you know it's a religious experience.
Yeah.
But thank you, Caleb, for your super nice email.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for this very specific stories about you and Luke's childhood, and also filling us in on what Gorp meant.
Yeah. So I have to say, for my 13th birthday, I got the video game Rock Band, which is an excellent video game. And so Caleb and I, and then our friend Ignacio, I don't think you listened to the pod, but I named you by name. Sorry about it. So Caleb and Ignacio and I, we played that game kind of a lot, and so whenever the three of us would hang out, we would call ourselves Cly, because the letter C and the letter L and the letter I, and so a lot of the high score ranking thingies on my Rock Band are still Cly to this day, so that's fun and cool. So yeah, we would make movies which none of you will ever see, but they were good, I think. They were on an old, the video camera with the tape, pre-digital, analog. Can you call it analog? I don't know.
We will call it analog.
Yeah, I just did, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Well, cartridges, right? It was cartridges.
No, it was like a cassette tape.
Oh.
Kind of, but for video.
Oh yeah, VHS.
Yeah. No, not VHS. Like a literal, a cassette. Like a small...
like 8-track, but for video.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's called something, I'm sure.
It has to be.
I don't know what it is. Hey, look, it's the... Oh, I'm not going to say the name of that because then people would know where we are. Never mind. It's an undetermined thing that we just drove past. Did you see it? It was so cool.
You say it in 3, 2, 1.
Redacted.
Hey, do you want to take exit?
Redacted. I would love to. Do you
For,
want to
the
tell the folks?
Whataburger?
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Yeah, I'm going to redact the number, but I'm going to keep the Whataburger
That's
part
fair.
because
But also, they don't know what road we're on.
there's Whataburgers everywhere.
I've never had a Whataburger before.
This is going to be an experience because you'll be driving and podcasting and eating Whataburger.
It's yeah.
One would say this is too many things.
One would be wrong.
I'm used to being wrong, so that's fine.
No one ever said that you were one.
Well,
We
I
are
was the one who
many.
said that.
That's true. Okay.
Anyways, thank you, Caleb.
Yes.
For,
and you asked us a question, which we will get to later.
Yeah,
In the episode.
We'll save that. We'll reshout you out then.
Yeah.
But we will answer your question.
Which way do I want to turn? To the right?
Straight, funny enough.
To back onto the maybe this lane. I'm gonna get in this
I
lane.
think this lane, yeah.
This is what I sound like when I drive. Anyway, you were going to propose something to me. Do you want to do that now, or would you like to wait until after we get our food? Oh, I'm going to have to eat a burger while I'm driving and I don't know. I might eat it after we finish recording.
I think that's fair.
I think that's a good
I'm
idea.
I'm not gonna eat the burger yet
Yeah.
either. I think
That was one thing that I hadn't thought through all the way.
Truth be told, me neither.
This is a good idea.
This was a good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, would you like to propose to me?
Every day of my existence, I would like to propose to you.
How good.
Here is my proposition to you. It is themed
Ooh.
based on this episode.
Ooh.
Incredible, right?
Incredible.
So, you know that there's already websites for this, but I am looking for a very specific user experience.
Okay.
Okay. So, imagine you're going on a road trip,
Wow, I can really imagine it.
and imagine that you have a couple. So, I don't know if you've ever been on a road trip before,
Nope, never.
but there's a couple things that happen when you're on a road trip. You have to get gas,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're electric, in which case you have to find a charging station.
Right. I'm not electric.
You're not electric.
I'm flesh and blood, baby. I didn't like that. I'm sorry.
You know, I thought it was funny.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I did too, but also in kind of like a sort of a way.
Kind of like a what?
I
All right, thank you.
don't know about that.
I don't know about that. That's a callback to episode 11. Anyways, so gas is often a concern when you are in the middle of a grand road trip, right?
True.
You
Yes,
also
indeed.
have to worry about food. Now, people handle this in a lot of different ways. Sometimes people like to have sit-down meals. Sometimes people like to make meals as they go or pre-plan them or whatever. And sometimes trash human beings like to go through drive-thrus.
Speaking of drive-thrus, I don't know where I'm.
Oh, keep going straight.
Okay,
You're,
cool.
You're going good.
All right,
And then
cool.
you'll take a right.
Sweet.
Yes, sirree. Oh, it wasn't this one.
Oh, it's the next one.
It's the next one.
I see. There's
Sorry.
a big old sign.
Oh, yeah.
for redacted road.
Follow the sign.
Follow
And then
the sign to the
as soon as we
Whataburger.
turn, I can tell you if it's on the left or the right.
Ooh, neat.
Okay. So, imagine in your mind's eye that you have to eat gas.
I have to eat gas?
You have to eat gas.
Oh, no. That ain't no good.
You have to fuel up your car. You have to fuel up yourself.
Right.
You have to figure out where you're going to sleep, if you're staying with friends along the way, that sort of thing. And then also, you want to stretch your legs every once in a while. And probably the most important thing, you have to see some stuff.
You do. You do have to see some stuff.
It'll be-
Otherwise, why would you drive?
Do you see the orange and white?
Yes, I sure do. That is a
Cool.
big old letter W.
It is. Oh, you're in for a treat, baby.
I'm excited.
So you have to see some stuff. We passed the thing on the side of on the road that told us about a thing that we could see.
We did.
Um,
I'm gonna turn right here.
yes, you
This
are.
is the place where I turn.
This line is huge. More time for me to actually propose then.
Yeah.
Here is my... Oh, they're interviewing. Maybe I should get a job here.
That would be quite the commute. We've been driving for like redacted hours.
How many hours?
Redacted. I'm imagining our listeners like determining like where Denver is and then the redacted number of hours and then figuring out where there would be a Whataburger in that radius and then knowing where we are. And boy, would that be some dedication.
If you figured out where we were, if I send us an email with your social security number
And your mom's maiden name.
and a shipping address, we want to send you a special prize.
Yeah.
No guarantees.
Anyway, so you have to drive and eat and see stuff.
And stretch your legs and, got to take care of yourself, right?
Right.
We've found that driving, sitting down can be exhausting,
It sure can.
right?
And you sweat when you drive, or at least I do.
You sure do.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So you gotta do all these things. Oftentimes, what I've found at least, it's hard to coordinate all these things together. And you're looking at your phone for GPS if you don't know exactly where you're going. It's a huge thing. Imagine then,
Mm-hmm.
in your mind's eye,
Okay.
if you could have an app that was like a GPS, right? Worked with Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever, a thing you already trust to give you directions. Was playing music or podcasts or whatever. That also gave you a heads up of the kind of food that you'd like to eat and
Ooh.
places that you should stop. And also helps you coordinate with friends if you're going to crash with them. I want a one-stop shop to just one thing that is open on my phone so I don't have to think too hard. I can just enjoy the road trip.
I sure do hate thinking.
I just want to drive. I want to bond with my friends. I want to see cool stuff. And I want to eat good food.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, what I'm proposing is something that does all of these things for you.
That would be cool. What would you call it?
Road
I'm imagining Road Tripper.
Tripper would be fun. Yeah, Road Tripper.
Yeah?
Road
All right.
Tripper. I
Road
like that.
Tripper.
If that's already taken, we'll pick up a different name.
Yeah. Road Tripper 2.
Road Tripper. Road Tripper the
Too
second.
fast, too Road Tripper. Mark it off on your bingo cards. A Fast and Furious reference.
Road Trip Redemption.
Yeah.
For when you're on horseback in the Wild West.
Is it a road trip? I mean, I guess there's still a road if there's a horse.
Yeah.
Well,
Horses
not
take roads.
necessarily.
But often.
True.
Yeah. The road is wherever your feet lead you, son.
Or your hooves.
Or your cloven feet.
Or your cloves. Like your jar of spice. Oh, I think it wants me to go that way.
What was that, boy?
Timmy's stuck in the well.
I'm glad we had the same joke at the same time.
Yeah, it's just like Too Fast, Too Furious.
So that was my proposition. What are your thoughts?
I'm here for it. Yeah. Is it a free app or do you have to pay for it?
Subscription service, like all apps.
Okay, cool.
But also, like, if you know you have a trip coming up, you can just float me $100 and I'll make it work, you know?
$100?
Yeah, and you have to Venmo it to me.
Oh, good.
Yes, under the table.
Okay.
Send me an envelope, unmarked, for $200.
200?
We just got bought out by Google, so it's more expensive.
Wow. Well, then, would they send it to you or would they just send it to Google?
I would still get sent
Dear
to me.
Google, here is $200.
You know what to do, baby. Hook it up. So yeah, that's my propo.
I'm here for it. I'm here. You may have some of my shares.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome.
Shareholders, if you like that proposition, road trip themed, road trip edition, let us know at our email, which we said earlier.
Yeah, and we're not going to say it again.
We're not going to say it again until the very end.
Right.
You know what it is. If you listen to this, you know what it is.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
All right.
That's great. Hey,
Black car, yellow paint. And, what were you going to say? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Is that but are those the actual words to that song?
That's how it starts out. That's how it starts out.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa goes, black car, yellow paint, something, because my money ain't, or something like that.
Oh, paint and ain't do rhyme.
You know?
Yeah.
One might call him a poet of sorts. No shade to Wiz Khalifa. You know who you are, and we are proud of you for it.
Did you just say that Wiz Khalifa knows who he is?
Yeah, but he's super confident in his personality,
Okay.
you know?
Just the way that you said that kind of felt like you were addressing someone that we didn't want to name, like
Wiz Khalifa,
that
you know who you are.
one guy. Yeah.
No, I not how I meant that, but I get how that came off.
I saw Wiz Khalifa in concert one time.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
He was touring with Fall Out Boy.
Oh, I remember this tour.
Yeah.
I remember this tour. How was the show?
It was good. I knew that song, and maybe one other song, but it was fun. You could really tell who in the audience was there for him and who in the audience was there for not him. You know?
That's
two very different fan
funny.
bases.
Yeah. That's two different energies.
Yep.
But also, if I was ever a famous artist, I would do something similar. Yeah. I would who's a musician I admire, but I'm very different from?
Yeah.
And how can we sell out arenas together? You know?
Yeah. If you're a Journey, you get in touch with Def Leppard and you say, hey.
That's not even that different.
Yeah,
and that's something that regularly happens.
Right. That was also a good show.
Yeah, I know you told me about it.
Yeah, it was good.
Def Leppard, by the way, folks, for those that don't know, Def Leppard's drummer has one arm.
Yeah.
And he is the man.
Yep. He's got a lot of foot pedals.
So many foot pedals. So good at the drums, too, for, the fact that he has 3/4 of the limbs that most drummers have.
And especially because it wasn't always that way. He started with 2 arms. And
Wait,
then
really?
If I'm not mistaken, he lost it in some kind of accident.
Oh, that's tragic.
So it's neat that he relearned how to drum.
Was there a time where he was in the band Def Leppard and had both arms?
I believe so. I think
Whoa,
so.
That's super wild.
I mean, don't. I mean, you should fact check me on this, but I could really be wrong, but I want to say yes.
Oh, speaking of fact checking, I have to redact something I said in a previous episode.
What did you say?
Remember we were talking about a certain character by the name of Billy Mays.
Oh yeah.
That was episode 10, I believe, with Isabel.
Yes.
Isabel May.
Yes.
Anyways, I claimed that Billy Mays played baseball. I was wrong.
Right.
I was confusing Billy Mays with Willie Mays, the famous baseball player.
Right.
Who is a Golden Glover and all that. He's an incredible ball player. Not the same thing as this man who sold things very well.
But maybe they were friends.
They often show up in Google searches together.
Yeah.
So that, you look for one, the other one is suggested to you. Or maybe just me, because Google knew that I messed up.
Did you mean Willie Mays?
Oh, they're different. Oh, yeah, they are different. Jeez, how did I forget?
I mean, if there was someone in the world who had a name very similar to me, I would want to know them. Like Duke Heater. I want to be friends with Duke.
I want to be friends with Duke too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet he has a motorcycle.
Or he plays the piano real good.
If he does, he needs to contact us. Hey, if your name's Duke Heater and you play the piano real well,
Get on the pod.
get on the pod. Anyways, that was my propo.
Nice. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I was going to propo you my propo, but we're getting kind of close to the Whataburger line, so I have a different question for you, and it is, what should I order at Whataburger?
Ooh. Top 10 questions. One of the greatest questions I've ever been asked.
Wow.
I believe that we have things on our cup holder.
We do. Oh,
And we should probably...
did I finish that cup of coffee?
No, you didn't.
Oh, allow me to.
I have an Arizona tea. Not sponsored, but also shout out to them.
Yeah.
Because their drinks are always 99 cents.
Hey, speaking of people who don't sponsor us, do you remember last episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago, when we talked about doing some shenanigans in a Denny's parking lot?
At this point, that may be 4 whole episodes ago. And that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know
It
how
was-
math works.
It was episode 11.
It was episode 11.
Yes.
Anyway, would you like to tell the shareholders where we set up this endeavor?
Yes, I set up the endeavor mostly.
You're right, I had to go inside for a reason.
We were in a Denny's parking lot setting
Yeah,
up.
we were.
Yes. Cimarron here
Yep, that's me.
went inside of the Denny's to poop.
You're really outing me here, man.
No, that's fair. Because, you're driving, so you went to use the bathroom.
Yep.
I was driving before that, but we switched places.
Mhm.
And then I set up a ton of this, and then you helped me with the last little bit when you came back.
Right. And just so we all know, it's nighttime right now.
It is nighttime. We were in a Denny's parking lot at night. Again, Denny's, get your game together. If you
Yeah.
want us to come inside and actually eat something and not just use your establishment's bathrooms,
Yeah.
give us some money. Pay
Yep.
for our meals at the very least. Like, if you pay for our meals, there's a good chance that we would come inside and record an episode.
Or really just like,
No. I'm setting a bar here.
I was going to say like free Denny's food, but I think that's what you meant by
Yeah,
pay
feed
for-
us.
Okay, yeah.
Feed us.
Yeah.
If we come inside of the Denny's and you give us food, we will record an episode.
Do you think that the listeners can hear this squeaky seatbelt thing? If you can, I'm very sorry.
I think I can hear it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I keep leaning forward so I can talk into the mic.
Oh, do you need me to fix it?
What? Oh, hello. That's my face.
Is it?
I'm done with the coffee now.
Okay. There's a bag right back there.
Ooh, stand by.
That's the other bag. I don't know where the other bag is. You
Ooh,
can
is it-
stick it in that bag though. I don't think it's a huge deal. I need to finish this tea.
I can hold this for a minute. If you
Okay.
would, yeah.
Yeah. We're in line, so it's
We
fine.
are. I'm not driving. The car is stopped, so it's safe. So, but back to the question: what does one get at a Whataburger? What does one get at a Whataburger?
It's like, in a lot of ways, it's like any other burger place in terms of what
Okay.
they offer.
So I
It's-
could just get like a burger.
yeah. A burger and fries is like a good combo here.
How are their shakes?
Pretty solid.
I might get a shake.
I think you should get a shake. I think you would enjoy that shake.
I would enjoy a shake.
Shake, fries, and a burger sounds like a good time.
Shake, rattle, and roll, baby. That's a song. And a dance.
Who's it by?
I couldn't tell you. But it's somebody in the neighborhood of like Bill Haley and the Comets.
Oh, I think
Like that kind of era.
I think you're right. I think that's true.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's who it is, but it's like, the difference
Um,
between Billy and Willie Mays, it would be those two.
the difference between Billy and Willie Mays.
Yep.
That's a stark difference, as it turns out.
It's just one letter.
But so different.
They're probably both named William.
Yeah, but professionally, they're so, so different.
Right.
One has a beard
What?
and sold knives. Billy Mays has a beard.
Yeah. Did he sell? I mean, probably. He sold everything.
I just assumed that anyone that sold things also sold Cutco knives at some
It's
point.
probably where he started, yeah.
Good old.
And he was
Cutco.
just so good at it. They were like, "We want you to sell stuff on TV."
You gotta. You're the deal maker. You're the king of the deal.
Yep. Unlike Howie Mandel, who is simply the host of Deal or No Deal.
He holds both equally.
Yes.
Both deals and not deals.
Right. But he doesn't really have to hold anything. They have
He
women
holds
in
them
bikinis.
in equilibrium. They're not in bikinis,
Aren't they?
They're in like cocktail dresses. Very different.
Are you sure?
100%.
I really thought they were in bikinis.
No, you
Okay.
can't put that on at
You
8 p.m. on
absolutely
Fox.
can put that on at 8 p.m. on Fox.
Once a year, and it's called the Miss America, the Miss Universe pageant.
Right. Do you think that show is still around? Deal or No Deal?
Howie Mandel's on like America's Got Talent or something.
Oh. That's
So-
a show that I used to watch.
That's a show I've never watched.
It was fine. They, for a while, had a season where people were dancing, but like to like horror sort of stuff. They
Oh.
looked spooky. They had like spooky makeup and they danced to
Whoa.
spooky songs. And they were good. That was probably 15 years ago.
I can't believe it's been on that long, you know?
Yeah.
It's 2006.
I was about to say that's the year I was born, but that's a dirty lie.
You're 15 years old driving cross country.
Oh, that's
most of the time
unsafe.
we'd call that a runaway.
Ooh, she's a little runaway. We don't have the rights to that song.
Do not. That's why that's all you saying of it.
Yep. Also, I don't know any more of the words, which is the other reason why I didn't sing any more of it.
Ooh. Hey, you know, this is the first time that you've had a Whataburger, so
Yep.
you can sing Stevie Wonder's For Once in My Life. Ooh, they have a peaches and cream shake?
Ooh. Where do you see? Oh, with the big words that say peaches and cream.
Shake? Yeah.
Yep. And malts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know the difference, but do you know the difference between a shake and malt?
A malt has malt in it, which is
Malt what?
malt. I don't know.
Maltodextrin.
Oh.
I don't know if it's actually maltodextrin, but they add like a powder that makes it a
Yeah.
malt.
When I was a lad, we had a thing of malt, and so sometimes we
When
would
you
make
were a lad.
when I was a lad. When I was
Was
a
a
young
young
warthog. This is why we need a podcast.
This is why we have a podcast.
Right. Yeah, we had like a thing of malt and a blender, and so sometimes we would make malts. The end.
Fun story, bro.
I'm fun at parties.
Ooh, are you
We are
ready?
the chosen ones.
Okay.
Here we go. Do you know what you want?
Yeah.
Cool.
You order first.
What can I get inside for you tonight?
Hi, can I get a number 1, please?
Do you want to add any cheese?
Sure.
Okay. And is that going to be just a burger or a meal?
Sorry, what?
Is that going to be just a burger or a meal?
Oh, I'll do the meal, please.
What's the drink?
Can I get a chocolate malt, please?
Small or large?
Small, please.
Okay, passing it for you.
Can I get a number 4?
A number 4, please?
Okay.
Also a meal. With like a Sprite with no ice.
With a Sprite with no ice on that one, please.
Right, nice. Okay.
And I think that's it.
And I think that'll be it.
That'll be 1814 at the second window.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool. I can Venmo you.
Okay.
My Venmo by the way. Well, we're really doing this.
We're really doing this.
This is a commitment to a bit.
Yep. Do you think that when we get it to the window, they'll want to be in the episode?
Probably not.
Probably
they might,
not.
They might ask us to cease and desist. That's fine.
Can they do that? Do they have power over what we do in our own car?
At their establishment, yeah.
But we're not in the establishment. We're just
I think this
next
counts
to it.
because we're involving them.
That's fair. We are giving them money. Speaking of,
Yeah.
my telephone is somewhere where all my money is.
Oh,
Oh, I found it. Never mind. We're good. Everything's fine.
cool.
Hey,
Do you want-
listeners, do you want to hear something? You already know this, but I'm going to tell them. Do you want to hear something exciting that I did today? I signed up for a gas rewards card. So, right where I live, there's a gas station like 1 second away, and I get gas there almost every time I need gas. And every time I go up to the little thingy, it's like, do you have a rewards number? And I always say no. And they're like, okay, cool. But we walked in today so we
To
could
get gas for this road trip.
yeah, and snacks. And the two nice people who were working there were like, do you have a rewards card? And both of us were like, no. And I was like, but I want to get one. And so now I have one. And
That's
then we
not
had,
how that works.
No, yeah,
No,
we had a
no.
lovely interaction with them. It was great.
It started with me saying, no, but I should probably get one. Wait a minute. No, my buddy needs one.
Yeah.
So they gave one to me, and then I gave it to you.
Yep.
And then you also used it.
Because there were two people working at the, like, that you can pay, and we each were paying one at the same time.
Yeah, and there was some very colorful words used by them.
It was-
Shout out to them.
Yeah, they were great. Wow, we really said that at the same time. That's the third thing. No, that's the fourth thing we've said at the same time in this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yep,
We do that a lot.
we do.
Hey, I think we have enough time for you to do a proposition.
I think so, yeah. All right. So, today, I was in my garage, gonna get something from my garage. And in my garage, I just said the word garage 3 times, there I have my camping stuff, and one of the things that I have in my camping stuff is a little container of instant coffee. But I have taken it out of the out of the camping stuff because I have since bought a percolator, and so now I make my coffee with a percolator, which is my favorite thing in the world. I love making coffee in a percolator. But so I had this container of instant coffee, and it was a little glass jar, and I dropped it and it broke. I had to. This was like right before you came to get me. So I had to like sweep it up and sweep up the broken glass and the sad instant coffee on the floor. So my proposition is a glass container for stuff, but in the bottom of it there is a little LED light and also a proximity sensor of some kind that will sense when the container is set close enough to an edge where if it fell over, it would also fall off the edge. And so if it's placed too close to the edge, the light lights up to let you know that if you bump this with your elbow or something, it will not only fall over, it will fall off the ledge and probably break. So it's like a little warning, so that way you know to move your glass thing further away from the edge so you don't break your glass thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how any of that would work. I'm not a scientist, but we've been to space for fun at this point, so somebody can figure that out. Like, the moon landing was like for science, but like the billionaires, that's just for fun.
Oh yeah,
And-
Elon. If you have so much money, man, pay my student loans. Like
And design my glass LED warning system.
that also.
Yeah. Yep. So that's my thing. That's my propo. We really could have done that a lot earlier. We've been in this line for a while.
Okay. I don't hate it, and I think it'd be really useful for a lot of things. My question: why don't we just get you a more sturdy percolator?
Well, no, the percolator didn't break. It was just the glass container of the instant coffee.
Oh,
Yeah. Which I wasn't sad about because like the instant coffee was not as good as the percolated coffee.
Okay.
I just had to sweep up glass.
Which is always annoying.
And
I've
I
been
was
there.
barefoot when it happened, so I had to like go upstairs, put on my shoes, come back down, sweep up the glass, and it was a whole thing. If I had
Yeah.
had a light on the jar that was like, hey man, move me further away from the edge, it would have been totally avoided.
As a person that's cut their foot picking up glass that broke, I 100% am behind this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's no fun getting glass in your foot.
It's no fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never gotten glass in my foot. Knock on wood. That's the sound of me knocking on wood.
I would throw money at this, yeah.
That's great.
Shareholders, tell us what you think. If you like this proposition, give us some money.
Yeah. All your money.
Give us all your money. We've been in the car for so many hours today.
Dude, yeah, we have. So what time did we depart?
Like 2.
Yep. And it is now 10.
10.
That's a lot of that's a whole work day.
That's a whole work day.
Also, do you think the thermometer in this vehicle is correct? Because it really says that it's 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Outside. But I think it's this black strip right here that is the thermometer.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that it always runs hot.
But it's dark outside. And also, earlier it said it was like 65. I remember looking and it said it was 65.
I believe that because that happened when we were like at like a higher elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick my hand out the window to see if it feels like it's 109 now. No, absolutely not.
Maybe it's 109 inside this car.
It's because you're here.
I could leave.
But then, where would you go? You're going to walk back to Denver?
Wherever you go, there you are.
That is what they say.
That is what they say.
Yep.
Should we answer some questions?
We definitely should answer some questions.
So we were asked a question by Caleb.
Yes. And the question was, what... I don't have the email in front of me because I'm in a car. But the effect of the question was, what is an instrument that you like to fit into a genre where it doesn't always seem to fit?
Yes. Your partner made an astute observation.
Yeah. Morgan. We've talked about her.
Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
That the Flowbots,
Right.
they use a lot of viola in their music.
Yeah.
Especially like their like first like major release, which was 2008, I believe.
Ooh, look at you knowing the year.
I like the Flowbots.
Yep.
Flowbots, if you're listening to this, get on the pod.
We could do that more enthusiastically.
I should, yeah. All right.
Ready? Get on the pod! There it is.
There we go.
We've
All
been
right.
in the car for so many hours.
So many hours. I'm so hot right now. I'm like
Dude,
sweating.
we could turn on the air. How do you?
Good question.
Maybe if you just like clap.
Oh, so you did it.
Wow, I'm a good clapper.
If you hear the air, it's because I succumb.
What did you just say?
I succumb to the.
Is that
heat.
like succumb but in past tense?
Yes.
I've never heard that word before.
I don't know if it's correct now. I'm really second guessing my life.
I like it. If that wasn't correct, it certainly should have been.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was I saying?
Oh, the
Oh yeah,
Flowbots.
Flowbots.
Yeah.
Flowbots. Yeah, great music. I think that they really effectively use like viola in their music.
Yeah.
But that was Morgan's.
Right.
That was not ours.
Right.
What's your answer?
So something that I don't know if I like this, but I've seen is the use of the hurdy-gurdy as just like a drone in like a classical piece. I don't know if you remember this concert, but there was a concert at our university one time where there was like a singer and like maybe a piano player and then like a hurdy-gurdy. But instead of the hurdy-gurdy like playing notes, they just did the little crank for the drone. And it seemed like the wrong use of the hurdy-gurdy. So that is an instance of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
Yeah.
And it was the first thing that came to my mind. But other things, I mean, like, I feel like the cello is an easy answer. Like, you can find the cello anywhere in, like, a lot of different, like, kind of, like, pop or rock kind of genres.
Yeah.
And I feel like it works really well. I feel like it can be overdone sometimes.
For sure.
But, yeah, I'm here for it.
I would say an instrument that I really enjoy. Strings. I think strings in general are really. It's like really easy to like. Viola is our example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the band Yellow Card had like a violin player like full time.
That's pretty cool.
Kansas, the band Kansas,
Yeah.
is like a violin player. A musician I've been compared to against my will, Dave Matthews.
I was actually thinking about Dave Matthews also a little bit.
Shout out to that person that compared my music to Dave Matthews.
You know who you are, Wiz
and
Khalifa.
So yeah, I think strings is like an easy answer also.
Mhm.
But I will say strings and jazz is cool.
Strings and jazz is cool.
Like violin and jazz.
Yeah.
Like when a person like cuz like we see it so much on like bluegrass where people like shred on like fiddle. Right?
Yeah.
And even country sometimes, not as much anymore, but like in country we used to see people just shred on the fiddle. So when you see in jazz someone just like really get it under their fingers, like being able to play along, like Snarky Puppy.
Yeah.
They have a violinist that's really cool. Their Tiny Desk, they showcase him pretty well. There's also the guy, when I saw Thundercat live, it was, Thundercat was like singing and playing bass, and they had a drummer and also like a guy on keys. And rounding them out was a guy on like electric violin.
That's pretty cool. I feel like the electric violin in general is neat. Like they
Yes.
look cool. It's cool that you can just plug it in.
And you could put pedals on it and make some like incredible sounds. And then you like this guy was also like, because Thundercat, like Thundercat does a lot of like jazz influenced stuff and is a jazz musician. So like this concert, this violinist was like soloing,
That's
like
cool.
jazz fusion, electric violin.
Nice.
This is pretty dope. And also like the producer Bad Snacks, she often plays violin live when in her live sets,
Okay.
like electronic music, hip hop influence, sort of like, you know, beats and EDM ish stuff sometimes. I wouldn't even call it EDM, whatever. She plays violin live and she's so good at it. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Strings is like an easy answer, I
Right.
think. Especially because neither of us really play a string. I play bass, but that doesn't count.
Do you think this is the window where we pay the money, or do you think it's the next
I
one?
think it's the next one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We got time.
Oh, it even says please pay at next window.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. There's a song out there called, I think it's called "Play That Sax," and I don't know who it's by, but the whole song is about how like the saxophone is so sexy and like ooh, play the sax, and then the sax in the song is a electronic trumpet sound, which I think is the funniest thing in the whole world. So that is another kind of non-example of what we're talking about.
An example of a thing that I do think counts is Tim LaFave, the bassist. He played for like Tedeschi, Chuck's band. He is like got a start and is kind of really well known for like electronic bass.
Okay.
Like being a like bass guitarist playing in electronic music.
Nice.
And kind of mastering the sort of sounds and soundscapes of like electronic music in playing electric bass. Similar to that is another person that we both know, Adam Neely.
Yeah, not personally.
Not personally, no. We know of him.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel.
He does have a YouTube channel. We're in Facebook groups with him.
Are
I
we?
guess, yeah.
Oh. Wait, which one?
You know the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, is it the one with the acronym that's really long?
Yes.
Starts with a T for the word
That's
the?
one of them. Well, no, we're in groups with him. We're multiple.
Oh.
He's in a bunch of those groups.
Oh.
Not active or anything, but he's just like in them. He's a member.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Me. I was there for it.
That's fair.
He liked one of my comments one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, well, that's neat.
I feel special.
You are.
So him, I think he does some also really cool like electronic jazz type situation. And I mean, it's kind of predicated and centered on that instrument, but whatever. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other examples that exist, but I like love when an instrument is like a little bit out of place, but like makes it work.
Bagpipes in AC/DC songs.
Wow,
Wow, that was such a visceral reaction that you just gave.
Yeah, well, fewer things have made me react that way in my life, so.
That's fair. You know, I think after much ado about something, I think I've come to the conclusion I don't really like AC/DC all that much.
That's a totally fair sort of thing to come to realize.
Yeah, they're like really specific and perhaps just not for me. You really just whacked the window with the microphone.
I did not mean to do that.
Thunk.
What's your opinion on the crisis in Azerbaijan? Wow, that's very eloquently put.
Do you think that they're gonna think that we're cops with all this stuff hooked up?
If they were cops, I'm gonna laugh so hard. we would be like the worst undercover cops if we had this much gear just like visible.
That's true. I feel like we could be the stars of a buddy cop movie. Do you think so?
In some ways, yes.
Like with a
I re-
hot
I re-
rod car.
I resent it, but yes.
Yeah.
Which one of us is the hot one?
You.
Thank you. That's all I
Obviously.
needed to hear.
Dude, does this truck have a 5 CD changer?
It's 6 actually.
Dude, that's sick. I haven't seen a CD changer in a minute.
Dude, my car has one, but it's stuck on one
Really?
CD.
Oh, is there a CD in there?
Oh no, it doesn't have it has one CD and it's stuck in there.
Okay.
Sorry, I
That's
messed that
really
up.
a bummer. Yeah, my car has one CD player.
Yeah.
But
My old car, the Honda,
Oh, did
had
it?
a 6 CD player. But like one of them didn't work for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I really rode in that car more than like a handful of times.
That's fair. I mean, you also had a car freshman year.
True.
So when we hung out, it was like on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you are going into college, if you have a car, people are going to ask you for rides a lot. So just be ready for that.
Yes.
It'll make you feel popular, but also sometimes it's like, I don't want to drive to the airport today, you know?
You will feel both loved and used
Yep.
because you will be both.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I drove somebody to the airport that I really didn't talk to ever after that.
Who was it?
See? I don't even... Anyway.
Weird situation. I had a car, and somebody else asked me if I could drive them to the airport in their car.
That's weird.
It was more
because they
complicated
didn't
than
want to park it at the parking
that.
place?
No, it was they were gonna leave it for like a roommate, so I was gonna drive it back and then drop the keys off with somebody.
Stand by, we gotta pay the money.
Oh yeah, the money.
It was 1814. And did you need any ketchup?
Do you want any ketchup?
I'm okay with ketchup.
I think we're good, thank you.
Oh, actually, I'll take some spicy ketchup.
Ooh, actually...
That's part of the thing, Luke.
I lied. Can we get some spicy ketchup, please?
Yes, I'll have that right now for you.
Thank you.
You gotta get some spicy ketchup at the Lots.
They gave us 4 straws.
You're gonna need 3 of them for that shake, for that malt. It's so thick. I love a thick malt.
It's like when you go
It's
to
like a popsicle.
yeah, you're right.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, it's like when you get like a cocktail at a place and they give you like the 2 teeny tiny straws.
Oh yeah. You're like, I'm not gonna drink this through this.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
know.
not?
I do too.
Okay.
I do too.
It's fun.
But I like to pretend I'm not gonna. I'm like
Do you-
upset about it.
Do you ever stick them in your mouth like 2 walrus tusks? Because I do that sometimes.
I do that with chopsticks often.
We have enough straws here that we could both do that.
Whoa.
Should we do it and take a picture for the Instagram?
Yes, but we should probably wait to do it.
Right. We should not do it right here while we're right here.
Ooh, you should. Your thing is gonna melt if you don't consume it, so you should probably consume it.
I will.
Okay.
Maybe not right this moment.
What was the
I'm gonna-
damage? How much do I owe you?
Oh, I don't know. I forgot to look.
Okay.
I just threw the receipt at your feet instead.
I noticed.
I'm helpful.
Thanks.
Flavorful.
Tasty.
That's the slogan for a dog food brand.
Is tasty?
No, helpful, flavorful. Redacted. That's the name of the brand.
Is the brand Chobani's?
Yeah. I love dog yogurt.
New proposition is dog yogurt.
Okay, but is it
I'm gonna
yogurt
cut this.
for dogs?
I'm gonna cut this whole thing out because I'm gonna use that next episode.
Okay.
No, that's a lie. I won't use it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a good one.
I'm a little worried.
Oh, I get to hold food now.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, you can hear the crinkles. It's gonna be so good.
You could tell it's good because of the crinkle of the bag.
Yes. If the bag crinkles, it's gonna tinkle.
That's, yep. What? All right, back on the highway probably?
Yes.
Do I turn left out of here?
Yes.
Is this a multi-lane? I'm just going to be right here, and it's going to be great.
Yes.
It's going to be great. Turn left.
It's
This is
gonna
a
be
wide
May.
road.
It's multiple lanes.
It sure is.
Dude, hi, I'm so excited for you to taste the
Me too.
Watts. We're actually like almost over an hour. So
Oh, wow.
soon
And very soon.
soon our lips might taste the sweet taste of these burger meats.
That, I
do
was
you remember how to
really...
get on the highway?
No, I was going to ask you here in one sec.
Okay.
But I'm going to follow this red car. We're also in a red car. Two
Kinda.
red cars
I would say we're,
driving
like,
on the road.
maroon, but
Maroon 2. Hey, I think I see the highway. This looks like it's probably the highway, right? You don't often have a bridge for nothing. Which way?
oh
right?
yeah, you're
Southeast.
absolutely.
Let's see.
So get into that lane with the like dotty dots.
The
yeah.
dotty dots.
You see the dotty
I
dots?
see the dotty dots.
Great.
Oh wait, this is the frontage road. I don't want the frontage road.
You do not want the frontage
Or
road.
do I?
You know you do not.
I don't? Okay. I have driven a car before. I think I did want to go that way.
You think you did want to go that
I
way?
think I did.
Oh, you know what? You did want to go that way.
Flipping a
you can flip a U.
U-turn.
You can flip a U.
Flipping a U-E.
Yeah. For all the cops listening, no, you're not.
Well, there's no sign that says don't do it.
Uh,
Oh, this is a long truck.
that is what.
Nope. Nope.
All right, thanks for stopping me. Should I ask you another question?
You could.
Okay.
Would you like to?
I think I'd like that.
Do you have one?
I have one.
Oh, great.
So we got an email. I'm not looking at the email right now because I'm the situation that we are in,
Do you mean trying to flip a UE to get on the highway?
and I'm holding like two mics, and it's like just a whole
You're
thing.
a champ. Thanks for holding
Uh,
my mic and your mic.
You're welcome. So this is the situation that this person emailed us. We need two names.
Jules and
Alex.
yeah.
Jules and Alex. So we got this email from Jules, and they said, "Hey, my name is Jules." Essentially, what the email said was they have an ex who was unnamed. This is not Alex. That they'd broken up with, or they took a break. The situation seemed a little complex, but good thing on good exit taking there. I'm proud
Thank
of
you. Thank you. That was a little confusing, but I figured it out. I know how to read signs.
You got it, baby.
Thank you. Baby.
So Jules told us basically that they took some time apart from their ex, and it really seemed like they're from ex, like kind of tricky situation with their partner, where they took a break. They started seeing a person that they'd like known for a really long time, named Alex.
Okay.
And
So Alex isn't the ex.
Alex is not the.
There's another ex that's unnamed.
Yes.
Okay,
So
got
they
it.
took a break from their ex and started kind of seeing Alex, and then they had a conversation with their ex, sort of. Jules went into the situation thinking that the ex was not going to want to get back together. They thought they were going to break up. And then the ex was like, no, I do want to get back together.
Oh.
And they really hadn't considered that as an option. So now they're kind of stuck between, like, probably trying to make this work with this ex, but also needing to break it to Alex.
That's a tough one. That's hard.
Yeah.
Are there any more deets, or is that the whole thing?
That's all I can remember.
Okay. Sorry, I'm changing lanes. I feel like my
you are,
initial
baby.
thought is, like, you know, if you're having issues with unnamed X to the point where you are taking a break, I feel like it might be a good idea to do some real reflection as to like why you are why it's happening and why you needed to take a break in the first place, and like, is anything gonna be that markedly different so that it will work this time, you know? Because
Yeah.
like maybe you and X feel better about it just because you've been apart for a little while. But if you get back together, it'll be mostly the same, and then you'll be in the same spot. So I feel like that. Hey, there's a sign for the thing we saw earlier. I feel like that is a thing to like really think about and consider. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's definitely worth considering. And then also, if you're in this tricky situation, it probably means that you weren't fully honest with Alex anyways.
That's probably a little bit true, yeah.
Like, if you have to explain the situation, I mean, I understand that you didn't think you were going to get back together with this person, but you seem to want to. A, like you just said, it's important to reconsider if you really should be getting back together with this person. But then B, like, how honest were you with Alex? Like, if you have to explain a ton of it, that means that you really weren't as transparent as you could have been. Like, you didn't communicate all that you should have. And that's, honestly, what did Tess say a couple episodes ago? Tessa said...
She said, unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments.
Yes.
Which, that was a great quote.
That's it's quotable. Get that on a t-shirt. Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going, baby. I'm so sorry for calling you baby like 8 times in a row.
That's all right. I said at the beginning that I'm not a baby.
I'm not a baby.
All right, man, you can merge in front of me. That's cool. Oh, he didn't even.
He's still going.
Wow, what a bold move. We're going down to 1 lane from 3 and a guy. All right, so I've heard, this is not related to what we were just talking about, but I've heard that when there's like a lane closure, it's actually better for everybody to like use all the lanes that are available until the merging point, but also that feels like kind of a yucky move when there's like a whole line that you can join, or you can bypass the line and go right to the front.
I've also heard that it's more efficient to just wait.
Yeah.
Until you absolutely have to merge.
Yeah.
To the merge point.
But
It does
if you
feel
do
wrong.
it feels gross.
But
yeah.
if we start teaching everyone that that's the way that they should do it, then it'll stop feeling gross because everyone will just know that that's the way they need to do it.
That's true. Anyway, back to the question at hand.
Yeah, so I think Jules has some like soul searching to do, and also soul searching to do also with her relationship with Alex.
Yes.
Sorry to throw you under the bus, buddy, but you got to work on yourself.
The one thing that you should absolutely not do is try to date both of them in secret. Don't do that. That's not gonna.
That wasn't even presented as an option, but I'm glad you brought it up.
But a person could think of that. I saw it in a TV show that I've been watching.
What show?
It's called Never Have I Ever. It's on Netflix. We can talk about that later. But yeah, don't do that. That would be no good. It will not work. The end.
Hey, thank you for answering that question so well.
Thanks for thinking that I did it well.
Yeah, man. All right, I think one more question and we're done.
Okay.
Just because this has been a little bit more stressful than I was anticipating.
I'm a little stressed, yeah.
Hey, if you want to be our unpaid intern
to hold the mic while we record a podcast while we're driving
and be our sound person and all that jazz, hit us up. Shoot us an email if you're in the Denver area.
Yeah.
And you would like to do some of that business. Last question. This one's a real fun one. Also, road trip themed. So,
ooh, I love road trip themed things.
What's your go-to road trip food?
Food? Is that what you said?
Yeah. What's your road trip snack? What's your road trip snack of preference?
All right. So we had some today. Bugles. I love me some bugles.
Bugles are good.
They're good.
Bugles are so
I like
good.
to put them on my fingers and have claws. You know how they are.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I got that from my mom. My mom really likes bugles.
Shout out to Luke's mom.
Hey, Mom. What else do I like? I don't know. I like, you got those gummy Lifesaver delicious things.
Those are so good.
Those are so good.
Usually I go for the sour gummy worms, but those are good.
Ooh. What made you change your mind today?
We did not find the sour gummy worms.
Ah.
There was none in that store. They were sold out of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, you like bugles?
I do. I like to have a cup of coffee when I'm driving. Not always because I want the awakeness. Sometimes I just want something to sip on, you know?
Coffee's more sippable.
Yeah, coffee's real sippable. So, yeah, that's what I feel. Which,
very cool.
Instead, I'm going to sip on this chocolate malt here coming up.
Heck yeah.
Which is going to be great.
My preference, right?
Yes.
And we talked a little bit about this. I like a good pork rind. I don't know why that's my road trip food. I think I got it from my dad.
Shout out to Jorge's dad. Sorry, go ahead.
Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, my dad, my pop. So those are really good. There was a girl that wow, wait out myself. There was a person that I was in a situationship with.
That's a word that I've never heard before.
It means exactly what you think it means.
Good.
And she really got me onto the Haribo Star Mix. Like I love sour gummy worms. I think that's mine. But the Star Mix does bring like a certain sort of like, oh, this is a road trip, and it kind of like you get all sorts of stuff out of it, right? And the Star Mix is kind of like that. The variety is what makes the Star Mix so good. And Haribos are pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me for the most part. I mean, I'll like deviate. I like ginger ale because it helps settle stomachs. And I like, if I'm driving a lot, I feel like my stomach is usually pretty upset.
That's fair. Have you had any today? I don't think you have.
Yeah,
Have you?
I did.
Oh, did you?
I drank the one that I got. Yeah.
You got one?
Yeah.
Wow, I was not paying attention.
Little bottle. I crushed it, dude.
Wow.
I feel fine right now because of it.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, like all sorts of. I like coffee. I like coffee, especially like early morning or very late. Otherwise, I like to have like a big bottle of water that I just work my way through it during the day.
That's good. Water's good. Ooh, I haven't had any water.
You should maybe get some water.
I should probably get some water.
You're gonna let this? Yeah, let these two in.
I'm nice.
You're
I
nice.
let people merge in front of me.
Yeah, man. I think I'll help you get a bottle of water. I have a bottle of water.
Okay,
You
cool.
can have some
I
water.
too have a bottle of water.
Where's your bottle of water?
In my backpack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you some water. Well,
This has been an interesting endeavor.
this has been so interesting. I'm glad we did this.
Me too.
To say we did this.
Yeah.
And I'm also glad it's almost over.
I'm excited to drink my malt and eat my Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Is there an H in Whataburger?
There is.
Okay.
WHATABURGER. All one word.
LUKEANDJORGEPOD@gmail.com.
Also, those are all of that before the @gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. We're also on Facebook.
Yep.
Under our full name for this podcast,
Yep.
which is Bad Jokes and Semi-Wise Cracks with Luke and Jorge.
That's us.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah.
My name has been Raton, New Mexico.
My name has been Cimarron, New Mexico.
Thank you all so much.
Take care of yourself.
Drink
Drink
water.
some water. Whoa.
Get some rest. Tell yourself some nice things. We love you. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.